Okay, so I'm here with my friend Alex, and he's gonna explain to us about this new system called
Oxygen pot systems. It's a similar design. Lots of companies are doing it, but the oxygen pot systems out of California has a great design, a lot of durability, and a lot of benefits to the customer. So basically how these systems work, they're known as flood and drain systems, and particularly flood and drain bucket systems. So what's happening with any flood and drain bucket system is we'll have a bunch of grow media in a bucket with a plant growing, and on a regular cycle, the water will automatically fill and drain out of the bucket. And in order to accomplish this, we have this system here, and we can explain how the function happens. So unlike a normal system, we can have a level of water way above where our plants are, and the water is not going to drain into the buckets until we want it to. So the system accomplishes it with two pumps. We've got a pump in our main reservoir, and we've got a pump in our water controller in here. So it's basically a slinky effect. So the water starts over here, gets pumped out into the system. The system knows when everything's full, so the float switches will come up and turn the pump off, and then the system will reverse the flow. And this pump in here is going to flow the water back into our main reservoir. And that's all that there really is to it. That's the way that the system works. But there's some real benefits to how the way that works. So first of all, in our bucket here, we've got a stand. And this stand keeps the fabric container off the bottom of the pot. So the root's actually air prune. So we get a lot of solid roots in here, and the roots don't grow out of the bag, and therefore they don't clog the tubes. So our tubes in here will always stay nice and clean. The other neat thing about this system is that we can use any grow media that we want, and we can switch, on any different grow. So if we want to use ProMix or potting soil, cocoa, rockwool, leca, or a mixture of any of those grow medias, we can totally use it. And so we can use organic nutrients, we can use synthetic nutrients, a mixture of both. And as long as we know how often to give the water, the plants will grow perfectly all the time. The other really neat thing about this system is it's almost infinitely expandable. With this one barrel, we can go up to 18 sites. And because it's gravity that's actually flowing the water out, we don't need a bigger pump, we don't need bigger anything. It's gravity is taking the work of everything. So with this one barrel, we can go up to 18 sites. We can actually take this one system right here, go to a much larger water reservoir, and we could fill this whole room up with sites using the same controller and the same pumps. It'll take a little bit longer for the water to go up and down, but you get the idea that you can really expand these systems quite easily. You just buy more buckets, the buckets come with the tube in the bag, and you connect it all together and you're ready to go. So that's basically how the system works. It's called Oxygen Pot Systems. You can ask your local retailer about them, and we'll get you more information. They are very affordable, so you start out with the whole kit together. It does retail for $680, and it's $190 for every set of 6 buckets you get after that. All the plastics are UV protected, so nothing's going to get brittle, nothing's going to break. You can use any fabric pot you want. You can use the root pouches. You can use the oxygen pot ones that they make specifically for this. You can even use air pots. I've seen people use the air pots for a solid one. Put leca in there or rockwool cubes. I'm a big fan of the little pieces of rockwool in here. I find that when you do that, the root growth is incredible. But even with cocoa or ProMix, the root growth is really the best. There's some other technical stuff about this system that makes it unique. Like if we compare this system to maybe the undercurrent system or other deep water culture recirculating systems, this one's really great because we don't have to worry so much about the water temperature. Because these are going to be sitting in drained out media, the roots are always going to have access to air. There's going to be air in the pot. So there's a lot of oxygen available. So with an undercurrent system, we have to keep that water cool. So I need to buy a water chiller, and I need to pay for the energy to keep the water cool. So this is a more simple system. It's very easy to use, and it works so well every time.